Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to a really special Spirit Pick Me Up reading because these are all expanded from now on. So I have to tell you, as I'm sitting down here prepping for this, because I'm going to be including more decks, I am just overwhelmed and almost like nervous for the first time in like 2 years of doing a reading because it's hitting me full force, the thought that went into this to be able to create these decks and do this reading and what it actually is covering. It is so specific and I'm a little overwhelmed, like honestly, when I share with you, just overwhelmed by the thought that went through behind this to make this possible, that I'm actually putting down below in the description box the actual questions that will be answered during these readings now that we're including all these decks. They were saying that these are all divine spirit messages of love, support, and guidance for our mind, body, and spirit all along the way. And as we are changing and expanding, so are these spirit readings to give us even more spirit messages at this time. And these spirit readings have now expanded, so we will be receiving even more spirit messages to uplift our spirit. And I got blown away, and they said we will start from where we're at and go up from there. And then specifically, the questions, the things that will be raised up here. First, with this deck, what is the journey and the spirit messages for our mind, body, spirit along the way? The next question raised will be, what can we do for real divine self-care? Then they want me to do, what can we do to remain connected to real divine abundance? Then we're going to ask, what really is in our divine power? Okay, and then we're going to get real divine spirit messages for our divine spirit. And then they said, what is the pure love from spirit for us right now? So this is really overwhelming me, actually, when I sat down to do this reading and that came out. So also I wanted to add all these free spirit readings. They're only posted here on this free spirit channel. So that's how I work. So may those who are meant to find them find them. And I'm seeing that people who see my spirit messages or spirit readings were definitely like of the same cloth, so to speak. And that's no mistake. That's why I don't advertise my channel. I'm not on Instagram or all those other outlets. I'm not advertising to get people to see my channel, but rather I just put it out there, and those who are meant to see the messages, that they're speaking to me and you. Okay, and then they said, may we all be and stay uplifted in spirit. So I just wanted to go over that because this is the first time I'm putting in all 6 decks, and they were definite purposes. And we're going to go from there, just like how they said. It was like they gave me the outline of how to do it, and that's what I'm doing. And I love how they even said, as we are changing and expanding, so are these readings, and we're getting even more spirit messages. So first, let's tap into our body, mind, and spirit and see what are the messages for our journey, what we can keep in mind. And let's get into it. So let's get into our mind, body, spirit, and then we'll go in the order that was put down below. I'm going by instruction, but I'm very overwhelmed because, who would have foresaw that it would work out that way? Certainly I did not when making these decks. And so I'm just like overwhelmed with what they're bringing forth, actually. So let me just compose myself. And let's get some mind, body, spirit messages. They're coming through just so strong, and there's so much love and support. And I'm just so grateful. I'm just overwhelmed with the gratefulness when I just sat down here and saw what this was all about, to be honest, okay? So I have to compose myself. Okay, so for mind, body, spirit messages for right now, tapping into our energy and seeing what the journey is, and what we can keep in our minds and hearts as we go forward now. What is it going to feel like? What are the spirit messages we'll get for what we can keep in our minds and hearts? Oh gosh, that flew out right over. Oh my God, the first card is beautiful, We have a couple that fell out together. I just like to shuffle them all through. Oh yes, I love seeing that card. Okay, they want me to start. The first card, you're not going to believe, it's pure heart. It's pure heart. This is so beautiful. They're making me feel like you who's listening, we have a pure heart. We've gotten through this through our pure heart. This is also about cleansing out everything that was not pure, that was like blocks, that was negative. We're coming through strong because here it says, keep your heart pure, clear, and open no matter what has happened. Flush out the old hurts that cause blockages and remain open and clear. There needs to be room to receive all the good that is coming in. They're looking at us as a pure heart. Pay real close attention to flushing out negativity has been coming out a lot. You want to do everything with a pure heart. They kept on saying we came through this with a pure heart of gold. You want to be pure and clear going forward. It's part of the divine ingredients, pouring your clear heart into things, honestly. And then also the world around is so negative or all this, like, keep flushing it out because you want to greet everything with a pure heart. This is beautiful. So keep your heart pure, clear, and open no matter what's happened. That's what they're saying. Release the blockages, release anything that gets in the way. We have Angel of Peace here that will definitely help us go forward with a pure heart. This was the last card, which is amazing, but I'm going to do it in the order it came out. Angel of Peace, granting us peace and also to release all the burdens at her feet. Release your worries, release your fears, release your doubts, release all of that. Every single time when they say keep a pure heart and release the blockages, lay it at her feet. Angel of Peace is offering you peace right now from all the burdens you've been carrying. Release all the burdens at her feet so you can be lighter now. So they want you to be lighter, pure, clear, and release everything to the peace angels. There is new creative worlds coming in here. That's probably why you have to clear out. We've been getting this a lot. You could be almost like the King of Michael, getting brilliant ideas, following your intuition. It's creating new creative worlds for you right now. New creative sparks are lighting up and creating new worlds for you now. You will be amazed by your creative sparks of new ideas and projects. It keeps on coming up, honestly, creating new worlds. We literally are creating a new world right now. So remain a pure heart. Release the negativity. Release the blocks. You want to be clear and open for these divine ideas, for creations, co-creations, recreations. You are the creator. We even got that in the Akashic Records saying you are the one with the divine ideas, the creations, all this. So you're literally creating new creative worlds. When you get a creative idea, inspiration, you're following through. So we're definitely getting new creative sparks from your loved ones, creative spirit guides. Whether you believe or not, they are like whispering in our ear, giving these divine ideas, wisdom, things to do. And so big or small, in your personal or work. Literally. So new creative sparks are lighting up for you and creating new worlds for you now, and you're going to be amazed by the creative sparks of new ideas and projects. And they made me mention the King of Michael because we're getting great ideas. We're brilliant in the physical, come from a clear, pure heart, and go forward. Then we have loving reciprocal relationships. This ties into, we got loving connections in the other reading. We're surrounded by loving, supportive, reciprocal relationships. We're all helping and supporting each other. This looks like a very intimate card. It could be really great intimate relationships, but beyond that, with your work, with your personal, though it's a couple here, you could be surrounded by friends, family, loved ones. All of this is heightened at this time. We're a loving, supportive, reciprocal. I love this, loving, reciprocal relationships. And it says you have every reason to want and desire loving and reciprocal relationships, and these relationships are here for you. And this is where we're coming from. This is what we're building. That's what we're all helping each other, and we're surrounding each other with that. We're all loving and supportive and there for each other, helping each other through this time, and it's harvest time. I love this card. It is harvest time. You have worked so hard, and now a much deserved harvest is now coming from your efforts. So if you've been working really hard planting your seeds, they're saying it's harvest. Now, it's so funny here where I live, it's literally fall. The leaves are changing, but the point is it's harvest time, meaning your work is going to be paying off. We got the three of was it the Three of Wands in the other reading too. It's almost like time to take the next step. You could be expanding. You're starting to reap rewards for your hard work. You've worked really hard, they're acknowledging, and a much deserved harvest is now coming for your efforts. So you could be starting to get a quote unquote harvest from your hard work. They're commending you on the work that you've been doing so far, that we're going to have good things coming in from the work that we've been doing. So let's get some more messages, some more spirit messages for our mind, body, spirit, for our journey. Let's get some more mind, body. Oh gosh, I just kind of want to, two more. Yeah. Oh, weather the storms. We've all been through it. When they were saying we've worked so hard, they're acknowledging we have weathered the storms. This is a picture of a palm tree I had taken because, palm trees can weather the storms. Um, this is, they're acknowledging, listen, the hard work, not only from the work that you've been doing, but to get through and weather the storms. They're commending us. You will weather the storms by being flexible and strong at the same time. You will not just survive, but come out of it all even more resilient and stronger for it. That is the blessing after the storm. And I have chills because they're saying that we didn't, they've always said this time did not bring us to our knees, it brought us to our heart. They kept on making me quote that Whitney Houston song, I didn't know my own strength. We're not just surviving, but we're coming out of all this even more resilient and stronger for it. And that is the blessing after the storm. So that's why they're commending you. I have chills for you've worked so hard and now a much deserved harvest is now coming from your efforts. Yes, because we've weathered the storms and we've even gotten through it with a pure heart and loving reciprocal relationships. That's what's coming out of it. And now we're creating a new world with new ideas and follow your inspirations. And the last one they had is heart soaring. Heart soaring. It's now your time to soar. Let your heart take off and take you places. You are getting high and far. You are going high and far. Things are exciting and taking off. We also had following your heart, making all your decisions from your heart. You are the pure heart, right? They said that was the divine ingredient. So follow your heart. Let your heart take you. We had the Knight of Raphael a lot. Um, and also the Knight of Michael. It's like you're clearly aligned to your heart, your pure heart, and you're also following your heart. This is what's getting us through weathering the storms. We're riding our hearts, and literally, it's now your time to soar. Let your heart take off and take you places. You're going high and far. Things are exciting and taking off. So they're saying things are going to be taking off. Things we got that before. Time to move quickly. Things like that. Follow your heart. Things will be happening that you're just following your heart, and that's what you're supposed to do, almost like ride your heart. It's time to it's time to soar. Things are exciting and taking off. We're getting through the storms. There's new creative sparks creating new worlds here. Hand over all your burdens to the angel of peace. Definite harvest time, so things are going to be start coming in. You're definitely surrounded by loving reciprocal relationships. They're commending you for a pure heart, working hard, weathering these storms, and creating new worlds with these new creative ideas, for new ideas and projects, and follow your heart with that. So this is really beautiful. So now let's tap into what is our divine self-care, real divine self-care as we do this. Oh gosh, one fell all the way across the room before it could even shuffle, almost insistent. Let's see what this says. Let others be there for you when you may need some help and support. So we have that on loving reciprocal relationships. This, as I was trying to shuffle, it just flew out like I need to be seen. So definitely let others be there for you when you may need some help and support. We have it on loving reciprocal relationships. Part of us getting through this time, weathering the storms and going by our hearts, is definitely letting others be there for us. We're still very much connected. As much as, what's ironic is this time that we're distancing, we're much more connected, in real sense, in a more intimate sense, in a deeper sense. We're connecting on levels that we didn't before, even when we met face to face with no mask, hugging, kissing, whatever. We are really, I have chills when I said that. So definitely let others be there for you. That's going to really help you at this time. Part of your real divine self-care is to let others be there for you for help and support. Another one that wants to be seen is you can go farther than you even imagined, on more levels than you even realized. Follow your heart. Like they said, it's time to soar. Let your heart take you places. Here they're doubling down. You can go farther than you even imagined, on more levels than you even realized. That's what they said in the very beginning. We're changing, we're expanding, we're creating new worlds here with our inspirations, our ideas. You have no idea. Remember in the beginning they made me ramble that I'm almost overwhelmed with what they're covering in these readings. Now, I didn't know that when I started making one deck or two deck, three deck. This is now six decks. It's creating a whole experience that they wrote down. You're going to see that in your own personal life, your own work. Each step is taking you farther. Each thing is taking you farther. You're even evolving farther than you even imagined, on more levels than you even realized. We all are doing that. We all are doing that. I love that. You can go farther than you even imagined, on more levels than you even realized. That's how we're changing and evolving. There's almost like no words for it anymore. How we're changing, evolving. Yeah. Oh my God, you're not going to imagine the next one that came out for our divine self-care. Follow your heart and let it light up the way for you. Doubling down again, heart soaring, right? It's now your time to soar. Let your heart take off and take you places. You're going high and far. Things are taking off. Follow your heart. Let it light up the way for you. Definitely following your heart. You even got that in the tarot reading. That's what it is. It's like what's aligned to you. I want to say it's deeply aligned to your heart. Things that are really going to bring heart fulfillment has been coming in. We're going for more heart fulfillment. And they started with pure heart. So you're coming with purely what's aligned to you, what's aligned to your heart. That's what you're moving forward through. You came out more resilient, weathering the storms. You're creating new worlds here with new creative sparks. Now let's tap into what can we tap into to stay connected to real divine abundance. It's really important to stay always connected no matter what's going on in the physical to real divine abundance, because that's how we're following our hearts, going for more, creating more, going to new levels, following on our ideas. You have to stay tapped into real divine abundance. This is, in fact, all around us all the time, but that's the key. So let's tap into real divine abundance as we go forward, following our hearts with a pure heart, creating new worlds with our divine ideas. Our heart can take us places farther than we realized. Know at this very moment you are attracting more abundance to you. That's a clear message. At this very moment, you are attracting more abundance to you. And why? Because we're uplifted. We're on a different frequency when we're tapped into spirit, when we're doing these readings, when we're vibrating at this level. Absolutely. Clear yourself, going back to the pure heart. Oh, cheer. Sorry, I thought it said clear. Cheer yourself on now to victories. No need to wait for others' approval or acceptance. This has been coming through a lot. In fact, just this morning, I read a comment that somebody was saying that there were blocks, talk about releasing blocks, that they were paying too much mind to other people. I'm guilty of that as well. I wouldn't have this channel, these decks, or anything if I paid attention to other people's approval or acceptance. I'm not surrounded by people who even think this way as me in my life. No friends, no family, no nothing. And I'm sharing that with you now because very often it's us on our lone journey. And literally that's why they made me say you have to cheer yourself on now to victories. There's no need to wait for others' approval or acceptance. It's lone. You are connected. You're getting divine ideas. And when we are, I always refer to you as the high priestess. The high priestess is a lone person, divinely connected to the infinite, to wisdom, to God, to whatever you believe, to spirit, getting all these downloads, creative ideas. You're also, whether you're spiritual or not, we are on a lone soul journey. You can't wait around. We're all different. We all have a unique path. You can't wait for others' approval or acceptance. And especially if they're, they're very judgy or they're very we're not all on the same, vibrating on the same place, and you can't go by that. You can't go by that. I mean, sometimes it feels like the whole world is not resonating. You're like in your own universe. It's fine. It's fine. You're on your own path. Whatever is a pure heart outpouring, whatever divine ideas you're getting, that's between you and spirit, right? It's between you and what you believe in. Don't let anyone, don't wait around. This has been the biggest lesson for me and why I'm babbling about this, because I can assure you I have been struck to mute for way too long in my life. Or, that thing like don't put baby in a corner. I mean, nobody would listen or hear or, I mean, nothing. I also always lived, my recurring thing was like, whatever I said, if it was a gray-haired 50-year-old man, he'd be taken seriously. But somehow whatever I said was just cute or written off, or, it's, and if you're not surrounded by people who are your cheerleaders, I know people who have support and they get pumped up and everything else. And then some of us are not blessed to have that. You kind of have to be your own cheerleader. I mean, I can go on forever about this, but it's so important. And this has been drummed home to me always. I mean, on all levels, whatever you go for, whatever you're doing, whatever you really, what your heart wants, whatever that you're getting a divine idea, be your own cheerleader. I have chills when I say this, but it is like the biggest lesson to be your own cheerleader. And I'm talking about even when no one else is around, you're all by yourself. You have to be your own cheerleader. And root yourself on, cheer yourself on now to victories. There's no need to wait for others' approval or acceptance. No. You be your own cheerleader. Absolutely. You be on your own side is another message I always get, because you can't wait around. And other people, if you hand that over to other people, they'll disappoint you. They won't say the right things, do the right things, be there for you when you really need it. You have to be your own cheerleader. You really do, especially when you feel like it's something you need to do. Oh, yes, because believe you are worthy and deserving of all the divine abundance this world has to offer. I have chills because I'm guilty of these too. Make no mistake, I'm drinking these in too. Believe you are worthy and deserving of all the divine abundance this world has to offer. Yep, yep. That's how they want us to be. Okay, so now we're going to tap into what is in our divine power. What really is in our divine power right now? What should we keep in mind that really is in our divine power? You know, a lot of times we talk about, you know, the divine working its magic, but they keep coming through with we are co-creating the miracles, especially when you have we're creating um, you know, a creative new worlds here with creative new sparks, ideas. We're the ones, they kept on saying that if we're getting the ideas, it's for us to follow through. We're co-creating the miracles. And that's why they're saying, cheer yourself on now to victories, believe you're worthy and deserving. Yeah. Okay, so what is in our divine power? What really is in our divine power? What is really in our divine power? I'm so curious. What is really in our divine power? Really following through. Yeah. You have divine power to be in sync with divine timing. You know when it's the right time. You can feel when you're right within divine timing. Now a lot is coming out here. You see how they fly out? Oh, geez. We're getting a lot for divine power. They keep on saying, you know, there's more in our divine power than, you know, do you notice how much more divine power cards come out? Because it's like doubling down. We are in divine power here. We have more divine power than we think. And you have divine power to be in sync with divine timing. We're in sync with divine timing. If there are times to act, not act, take it up, move quickly, not move quickly, I must call you like the high priestess at work. You can kind of feel the energy and when it really is time to hustle, when it's time to take a break. And we are working right in sync with divine timing. And that's part of, you know, angel of peace, knowing that if some things aren't working out, it's like you're still in divine timing. You have divine power to be right in sync with divine timing. You have divine power to rise above it. Yes, because we weathered the storms and our heart is soaring. We're rising above it. Our hearts are taking us higher. We have a pure heart rising above all the limitations, the blocks, everything else. You have divine power to rise above it. Rise above it. Like we're weathering the storms, we're getting through the obstacles, cheering yourself on to new victories. You can rise above anything that was holding you back. You do. You have divine power to tap into now. That's why so many are coming out. You have divine power to open up and share more. That was part of the loving reciprocal relationships. And you have divine power to listen for inner guidance, because that's giving you the creative ideas that are creating literally the new worlds right now, right? New creative ideas, new creative sparks are lighting up and creating new worlds for you now. You will be amazed by your creative sparks of new ideas and projects. So they're saying you have divine power to tap into right now. Use it and share it more. You can rise above it. Everything that we're going through, you're right in sync with divine timing, and you have divine power to listen for that inner guidance, because that is, and following through on what you're getting, I would say, and cheer yourself on. Now we're going to go right into divine spirit messages, direct divine spirit messages for our divine spirit as we cheer ourselves on to victory. I feel it really is the theme, and knowing you're deserving of this divine abundance, and keep going forward on your divine ideas, following your heart and rising above all the challenges. I mean, we had rise above and weather the storms, and that's what's getting us through. But so let's tap into the divine spirit messages for our divine spirit. What are the divine spirit messages for our divine spirit as we go following our heart? From abundance, cheering ourselves on to victory, rising above the challenges, weathering the storms, getting new creative ideas and following through. And they're doubling down. So many divine power. We are so have to claim our divine power now to follow through on those things. open and share them. Listen to your divine guidance and tap in, and you know you're right within divine timing. Right in the flow of divine timing. Oh gosh, here we go. Go forward, aligned with spirit. Oh my gosh. Go forward, aligned with spirit. Yep, that's why you have the divine guidance, inner guidance. Follow your intuition now. They're doubling down. Remember, they said you have divine power. So listen for the inner guidance. Follow your intuition, and you can surrender it now. We had the peace angel back there. So definitely surrender whatever has been blocking you from going with your intuition, going forward aligned with spirit, going forward on your divine ideas, following your heart, all of that. You can surrender it now because we need to rise above and do it. We can go farther, cheer yourself on to victories. Yeah. Think, is it in line with you? Remember when they said go forward aligned to your heart? It has to be aligned to your heart. Follow your heart at this time. Think, is it in line with you? So, oh gosh. And then we have, keep your thoughts at highest levels now. This is why I think this reading is even expanded, because we have to go higher. We're going higher, and keep your thoughts at the highest levels now. You want to stay aligned to spirit. You want to have a pure heart going forward. You want to be getting divine ideas and following through. You have to keep your thoughts at the highest levels. And whatever you're doing, think, is it in line with you? It's part of the divine ingredients to follow through on your pure heart, right? Think, is it in line with you? We talked about the King of Michael being in your integrity, being in your truth, going from that. Keeping your thoughts at the highest levels now is very much King of Michael as well. You want clarity. You want to be clear. We started with pure heart, being clear and pure, and working on those creative ideas. Think, is it in line with you? Keep your thoughts at highest levels. Let's get pure love from spirit. Pure love from spirit as we're going forward. Oh, this is going to make me tear up. Pure love from spirit. We know you love us. They're so around. I don't know if you've been getting a lot of spirit messages from loved ones passed on, but I've had some pretty amazing things, especially in the last couple of days, where I found things like items from people who have passed on in my life that were so close to me. And all of a sudden I found a pen that had their name and their old place of work on it. You could really be seeing things. I know people talk about birds and coins and feathers, but I'm talking about other things that you just find, or a remembrance, or something that reminds you of someone who's passed on, and you will feel a bathing and a closeness with them in that moment. And they're really around, showing that they love you and they know that you love them. Because in that moment you could really be overwhelmed with, I love you so much, I miss you so much, and they're saying, we know you love us. Let's get some pure love from spirit messages. Okay, we have two more that flew out. We are around you. We've gotten this card so many times. That's why they made me babble just now. They're so around us, especially at this time, leaving signs, symbols, messages. That's why I'm doing more of these readings. They're so around us. They are around us. It's part of like trusting, following those ideas, feeling loved and supported and protected, especially through these times. That's why when with the weather, the storms, it's personally how I've been getting through, feeling them more around, doing more things that connect me to them, or feeling more loved, supported, and protected during this time. We are around you, and we know you miss us. I told you, we know you love us. We know you miss us. Yes, because they're so around. I'm telling you, they're leaving signs, symbols, messages, and you will be bathed with, oh my God, I love you so much. I miss you so much. I will confide in you. Yesterday, I think I was remembered, or I found something else that reminded me of my father who had passed away, and I literally broke down and sobbed as if it just happened yesterday. Meanwhile, it happened when I was a child. But it's still, when you lose someone so close, it was so bizarre how emotional it was. I felt like I excavated years of love, of missing him. And that's all I could say. Like, I still love and miss you so much as if it was yesterday. And so these are all coming out. And you maybe have been reminiscing or feeling that too with loved ones who have passed on, especially during this time. It kicks it all up. And they're saying, we know you love and miss us. So I just wanted to share that with you as well. Let's get some pure love from spirit. Pure love from spirit, pure love from spirit, pure love from spirit, pure love from spirit. That they're so around us. They know that we love and miss them. And yeah, this is what we will send you some help. They're sending us some help, and it could be in the form of, these caring connections, loving reciprocal relationships. It could also just be they're sending you great, brilliant ideas. They are sending you some help. So I just want to end it there because that will give us great peace. And that was the peace angel here. Like, lay your burdens down. They're going to be sending you some help that could be showing up. Definitely follow through on creative ideas, creative passion. Cheer yourself on to victories is a big one because they had me ramble about that. Keep your heart clear and open and follow your heart through this time because that is the thing. And let's trust your inner guidance. And as you go forward, think, is it in line with you, and keep your thoughts at the highest levels because we have been getting that over and over again. So definitely clear out your thoughts so that they're at the highest levels. Keep your heart pure. Keep following your heart. And this is going to be the key. These new creative sparks that are lighting up because they're creating the new worlds right now. That's why they kept on doubling down. Listen to your intuition. Cheer yourself on to victories. I definitely want to say this is a big one. Cheer yourself on now to victories, and there's no need to wait for others' approval or acceptance. And they're going to be sending you some help. And like they said, harvests are coming in. They're acknowledging the hard work you've done, just even getting through these times, weathering these quote unquote storms and rising above. We even had a card rising above that. So this has been a beautiful Spirit Pick Me Up reading for the first time using all these cards and literally answering those questions that they said that would be raised. They want to raise these questions up. They raised us up, and this has been the Spirit Pick Me Up reading. And they said to do it in this order, to be raised up here. And that's what we covered. We covered the spirit messages for your mind, body, spirit. Real divine self-care, real divine abundance, what's your divine power, what's your divine spirit messages, and what's the pure love from spirit. So this is how it's going to be from now on, expanded like we are, expanding and growing. And go forward on those great ideas. It's us that's following through with a pure heart, pure intent. They had to say a big thing was go forward aligned to spirit, right? Is it aligned to you? Is it go forward aligned with spirit? Because that's the heart that you're following, a pure heart, and then it's soaring. So that's definitely the pure ingredients, divine ingredients for creating new worlds right now. And cheer yourself on to victories. That's a big one. We can't wait around for others to approve or accept or whatever. Just do your thing, align to your heart. You're getting clear divine guidance or inspiration. That's what you follow. It is a lone journey, and that's why they're saying cheer yourself on, and they're going to send you some help. So those are the clear messages. Have a great week or month or whenever you see this. I'm going to be posting these whenever I feel a need for a spirit pick-me-up. So it's not really weekly or monthly, but if you see this, it's definitely meant for you. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.